Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're embarking on a journey into the universe of critical thinking. Just like charting a course through the cosmos, navigating the complexities of information requires a reliable compass. Those 6 essential steps. They're your guide to making sense of the world around you. Let's launch into the 6 essential steps to mastering the art of critical thinking. Alright, space explorers, before we blast off, we need a flight plan. In the realm of critical thinking, that starts with understanding your mission objective. What problem or issue are you tackling? Are you trying to solve a mystery, like why galaxies collide, or are you dissecting a complex social issue? Analyzing requires you to break down information into smaller, more understandable bits. Evaluating calls for judgment. Is this evidence convincing? Does this theory hold water? Creating is where you become the architect of ideas, constructing new theories, solutions, or perspectives. Just like a planet's atmosphere affects its climate, the context of your thinking influences your conclusions. What are the social, historical, or cultural factors at play? Considering these elements provides a richer understanding of the issue at hand. You need to understand the context, the forces at play, before you can draw any conclusions. By carefully defining your purpose and understanding the context, you lay the groundwork for a successful mission of critical thinking. Okay, fellow truth seekers, we're about to venture into the vast and often chaotic universe of information. In today's digital age, the sheer volume of data we encounter daily can be overwhelming. Now, in the age of the internet, we're bombarded with more data than ever before. From social media updates to news articles, the flow of information is constant. But remember, not all information is created equal. Some sources are reliable, while others can be misleading or even false. Just like you wouldn't trust a weather report from a random stranger on the street, you shouldn't blindly accept everything you read online or hear in the news. It's essential to verify the credibility of the information. This is where your inner skeptic comes in. Being skeptical doesn't mean being cynical, it means being cautious and analytical. Question everything. Where did this information come from? Who is the author? And what are their credentials? Is it from a reputable source like a peer-reviewed scientific journal, which has undergone rigorous scrutiny? Or is it from a blog post with a questionable agenda? Always consider the source's background and potential biases. Start by scrutinizing the source. Who's behind the information? Are they transparent about their methods and sources? Are they experts in their field, with years of experience and peer recognition? Or are they self-proclaimed gurus with something to sell? Be wary of those who might have ulterior motives. Look for signs of bias. Does the source have a vested interest in promoting a particular viewpoint? Are they presenting information objectively? Remember, a healthy dose of skepticism is crucial. It's your shield against misinformation and manipulation. It's like that moment when you see a UFO video and think, is that real? Or is it just some clever CGI? Always question the authenticity of what you see. Dig deeper, investigate, and always be on the lookout for red flags. Cross-check information with multiple sources. In the vast universe of information, a healthy dose of skepticism is your most valuable tool. It helps you navigate through the noise and find the truth. Now that we've talked about the importance of questioning our sources, let's dive deeper into the art of identifying arguments, a fundamental skill in critical thinking. Think of arguments as the building blocks of reasoning, the cosmic scaffolding upon which ideas are constructed. Just like a well-built structure, a solid argument stands the test of scrutiny. Recognizing these arguments is crucial for critical thinking, as it allows you to dissect the underlying structure of someone's reasoning. This skill helps you to understand not just what is being said, but why it is being said. The first thing to do is identify the main claim or viewpoint being presented. This is the core around which the argument revolves. Once you've identified the claim, look for the supporting evidence and reasons. These are the pillars that hold up the main claim. These are the stars that give shape to the constellation, the pieces of information used to bolster the main claim. But remember, just because something is presented as evidence doesn't mean it's automatically valid or reliable. Scrutinize the sources and the logic behind the evidence. Always be on the lookout for fallacies, those deceptive arguments that appear sound but crumble under scrutiny. Fallacies can be subtle and tricky, so it's important to stay vigilant. Another crucial skill is distinguishing between facts, opinions, and assumptions. This differentiation is key to understanding the strength of an argument. Facts are verifiable truths, like the fact that the Earth revolves around the sun. They are objective and can be proven. Opinions are subjective judgments, like the opinion that pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. They are personal and can vary from person to person. Assumptions are beliefs taken for granted without proof, like the assumption that everyone wants to be rich and famous. These can often go unnoticed but have a significant impact on the argument's validity. Now that we've identified the constellations of arguments, it's time to zoom in and analyze their individual components. Think of it like astronomy. You've located a star cluster, and now you want to study the individual stars within it. Breaking down complex information into manageable parts is key to effective analysis. Start by examining the logic and coherence of the argument. Does the evidence presented actually support the claim? Are the conclusions drawn logically sound? One useful tool for analyzing arguments is the Toulmin model, which breaks down arguments into their constituent parts: claim, data, warrant, backing, qualifier, and rebuttal. By identifying these elements, you can more effectively evaluate the strength of the argument. Another key aspect of analysis is identifying strengths and weaknesses in reasoning. Does the argument rely on credible sources? Does it consider counter-arguments? Are there any logical fallacies present? By honing your analytical skills, you'll become a more discerning consumer of information and a more effective communicator of your own ideas. Congratulations, fellow explorers. You've navigated the nebulae of sourcing and dissected the constellations of arguments. Now comes the truly exhilarating part: evaluating the arguments of others. This is where critical thinking transforms from a passive process of absorption to an active engagement with diverse perspectives. Imagine yourself in a grand intellectual debate hall. Ideas are flying, perspectives clash, and the pursuit of truth is the ultimate prize. In this arena, your ability to critically engage with different viewpoints is paramount. It's not about declaring winners or losers, but about understanding the strengths and weaknesses of each position. Start by actively listening to and seeking out counter-arguments and alternative viewpoints. Don't just surround yourself with information that confirms your existing beliefs. Expose yourself to different perspectives, even those that challenge your preconceived notions. Remember, the goal is not to win an argument, but to arrive at a more nuanced and informed understanding of the issue. By engaging critically with different viewpoints, we refine our own thinking and arrive at more well-rounded conclusions. We've arrived, fellow cosmic architects, at the culmination of our critical thinking journey, crafting your own arguments. This is where all the pieces come together, where your analytical skills and your ability to evaluate information converge to create something uniquely yours. Armed with the tools of analysis, evaluation, and a broadened perspective, you're now ready to construct your own reasoned positions. This is not just about stating opinions, it's about building a solid foundation for your ideas, one that can withstand scrutiny and debate. Think of this stage as the synthesis of all you've learned, combining evidence, logic, and a touch of intellectual creativity to forge arguments that are clear, compelling, and persuasive. It's like being an artist, but instead of paint, you use facts and logic to create a masterpiece. Begin by clearly stating your claim, the central idea you're advocating. This is the cornerstone of your argument, the point around which everything else revolves. This should be a concise and unambiguous statement that leaves no room for misinterpretation. Clarity is key here. Your audience should immediately understand what you're arguing for. Next, marshal your evidence, the facts, statistics, examples, and anecdotes that support your claim. This is where you show the depth of your research and the strength of your understanding. Remember, your evidence should be credible, relevant, and logically connected to your claim. Each piece of evidence should act like a building block, adding to the overall strength of your argument. Carefully curate your evidence, ensuring that each piece strengthens your argument. Think of it as assembling a puzzle where every piece has its place and purpose. But logic alone isn't always enough to persuade. This is where creativity comes in. Creativity can transform a good argument into a great one. Think of creative ways to present your argument, to make it memorable and impactful. Use visuals, stories, and analogies to make your points resonate with your audience. Use vivid language, relatable analogies, and compelling storytelling to engage your audience and drive your point home. The more relatable and engaging your argument, the more likely it is to be persuasive. Now, it's time to articulate your ideas clearly and persuasively. This is where your communication skills come into play. Use clear and concise language. Avoid jargon and technical terms your audience might not understand, and structure your argument in a logical and easy-to-follow manner. Your goal is to make your argument as accessible as possible, and most importantly, be open to feedback. Feedback is an invaluable part of the process, offering new perspectives and insights. Share your work with others, solicit their opinions, and be willing to incorporate constructive criticism into your final product. This iterative process will refine your argument and make it even stronger. As we conclude our journey through the cosmos of critical thinking, remember that this is not a destination but a lifelong pursuit. The universe of information is constantly expanding, and with it, the need for sharp, discerning minds to navigate its complexities. Practice these 6 steps consistently, and you'll find yourself equipped to tackle any challenge. Until next time, keep your mind sharp and your curiosity burning bright. Thank you for watching. I am very grateful you watched this far. Please consider visiting our website and subscribe to our mailing list to stay up to date with what we are up to here at Meaningful Pursuits. Also, please follow us on social media. Links in the description.